Hi everybody, this is Miss Smith here. Today we're going to look back on DCP 1 and we're going to look at the very specific question, question number 2 right here, and make sure that we understand how to answer a point of view question in case it comes up again, which it probably will, especially on STAR, but possibly on the next DCP. So the first thing that I want to refresh y'all on is the different points of view. Okay, so first person point of view is when we know the main character's thoughts and feelings because they're the one telling us the story. Third person point of view is when we have an outside narrator who is not a character in the story telling the story. Okay, so I want to go back and look. This is a question over this story that we looked at and read in our first DCP called Loyal Customers. Okay, so Loyal Customers, I'm just going to look at the first 2 paragraphs to get an idea of the point of view. Okay, so that's what I'm determining right now is what point of view is this story. When you're previewing a fictional text, that's one of the first things you can do is figure out when you're previewing a text, you should be able to say the genre at the top. And if I'm just looking at this based on the illustration, it's not a real picture. I know this is going to be a fictional text. And the point of view. So that's what I'm looking at for now is the point of view. What is the point of view of the story? So when I look, it says turkey melt, corned beef on rye, and ham and cheese waved goodbye. They were 3 of the regulars at my parents' deli. Every day, Mr. and Mrs. Sandlin shared a turkey melt sandwich. Mr. Augsburger had a corned beef on rye bread, and Mr. Bates ordered ham and cheese on whole wheat from his perch on the stool beside the cash register. I didn't even know the real names until one very eventful day at the deli. It was the day of the Twin Rivers Summer Festival, and I had just been told that I had to help at the deli that afternoon instead of enjoying the event with my friends, Lisa and Carlos. So just from reading the first 2 paragraphs, I can tell that this story is being told from the main character's perspective, which I can even look at this picture and tell it's being told from his perspective. Okay, he says that he didn't know these people's names, their real names, and he has to help out at the deli and not be with his friends. Okay, so the point of view, I'm going to write it up at the very top. The point of view is first person. Okay, I know that. Okay, but on STAR or DCP, it's never just going to say, what's the point of view of a story, of course. So when we go back to our question here, everybody, when we look at this together, question number 2 says, the first person point of view of the story allows the reader to understand the. So it's asking us basically whose thoughts and feelings are we getting? Okay? Whose thoughts and feelings do we know if it's in first person point of view? What do we understand? Okay, if it's in first person point of view. So I want to start with J and work our way up to F. Okay, I'm going to eliminate 2 answers, and then you on your slide, your Google slide will have to highlight the answer that you think is correct. Okay, so let's look at J. It says, the first person point of view of the story allows the reader to understand the inner thoughts of the customers at the deli. Okay, again, if it is first person point of view, we only know the inner thoughts of one person in the story, and that is the narrator. Okay, so and I'm actually going to go back and I can show you that there's text evidence to prove that this answer is actually wrong. So if I go back, they in this story never say anything about these customers, their thoughts and feelings. Okay, the story never includes anything about their thoughts and feelings. You have customers saying things out loud in the story, but again, you don't have a customer thinking to themselves at all in the story. Okay, so all I have is what the characters are actually saying what the customers are actually saying or doing in the deli, okay? So when I go back to my question, I can prove that J is wrong because I only know the narrator thoughts. I have no text evidence where the customers are having an inner thought, okay, that they're thinking to themselves inside of their head. So J, I can eliminate. Okay, let's look at H. H says, the first person point of view of the story allows the reader to understand the reasons the narrator's parents are not at the deli. Well, let's go back to where it talks about the reason the narrator's parents are not at the deli. Okay. Again, in paragraph 2, the paragraph that we read together, it said that the narrator had to help at the deli that afternoon instead of enjoying the event with his friends Lisa and Carlos. And then he asks, can't we hire extra help? I complained. There's not enough time to train someone else, Mom responded. Plus, they wouldn't know our customers. We have to take care of our regulars because they are part of what makes Sam's Deli a special place. It never tells us, I'm trying to find text evidence to support that answer, why their parents couldn't be at the deli. Yep. I have no text evidence that talks about his parents and the reason why they're not at the deli. So I have no text evidence to support that we know the reasons the narrator's parents are not at the deli. So H is wrong, okay? So we're left with F and G. G says, the first person point of view of the story allows the reader to understand the actions of only the regulars at the deli. So that would mean that we only have actions of the regulars. We don't have actions of the other customers or even the narrator. So you would have to find text evidence to support that we only have actions about the regulars of the deli, okay? Or the first person point of view of the story allows the reader to understand the narrator's changing perspective on the busy deli. The last thing I'm going to tell you in order to get this answer correct is, again, the first person point of view means that you are only getting the main character, who is a narrator's thoughts and feelings, okay? You should be able to answer this question correctly now since we have gone over it. Good luck. On your Google slide, the way you would answer your question, again, is you would highlight whatever answer. So if I said G, let's say if I said H, which we already eliminated H, so it's not going to be the right answer. If I said that this was the correct answer, I would have to highlight it like that. You go up to this highlighter tool, and you can press any highlighter color to show your answer to the question, okay? So that is how to answer a question on the Google slide. Again, you're telling me the first person point of view of the story allows the reader to understand either the narrator's thoughts and changing perspective on the busy deli or the actions of only the regulars at the deli. That is the two answers you are choosing from. Good luck.